You're not live.
All right, thank you and welcome everyone to today's October 21st Tourism Sault Ste. Marie board meeting. Joining us for the meeting, we have at City Hall here, we have Jeff and Alana and Travis, and running the commands is Tara. Joining us virtually, we have Kelly, and in the boardroom here, we have Lawrence, Melissa, Tracy, Nick, Kevin, and myself, and Richard. Did everyone have an opportunity to review the minutes from the September 16th meeting? Okay, any questions, comments, concerns arising from that? Okay, I will ask for a mover that was at that meeting. Nick, and a seconder. Lawrence, thank you. And all in favor of approval for those minutes? All right. Did we have any declaration of pecuniary interest? Okay. Travis and Alana, I will turn it over to you to provide us with a bit of an overview and update.
Yeah,
I've got a couple.
I've got one quick one, which our park is still progressing on schedule. We've got some really cool playground equipment that was just installed last week. We just need the kind of accessible fall materials, like fall being like if you fall off the equipment. So that should be installed, yeah, within the next 2 weeks. Then we'll be able to open that up. The lookout structures, we've got some really unique large scale natural wood Muskoka chairs that are going up where the lookout will be. And those weather pending will be installed in November. We've got some additional work kind of wrap up early, like late spring, early summer next year, including a couple of pieces of accessible play equipment for people with various accessibility issues and sensory issues. And then we'll, commission a formal grand opening with the board.
Fantastic.
Is the bridge open?
Bridge and trail are completely open.
Okay, because I saw a big concrete thing there, so.
There's a concrete barrier to prevent ATVs, but you can walk right around it, so, yeah. And it's fully connected from third line straight into the red line system. So you can bike, up trail, hike, what have you, right into a Hiawatha system from third line, so.
Fantastic.
It's starting to get actually quite a bit of use.
Last question is the bridge gonna get painted?
No, no,
That's the way to say it.
it actually, okay, here's two things. One, that's a rust protection, even though it looks rusted.
It looks rusted.
Yeah, and it actually, they do that with transmission line poles in Michigan. It actually blends into the natural environment better.
Oh.
Rather than kind of a painted galvanized bridge,
Okay.
so,
It's intentional.
yeah, yeah.
There's stopping.
Yeah.
I asked this question.
All right, anything else from you, Travis?
Nothing for myself.
Okay, thank you. Alana?
I just want to take a quick moment and acknowledge the passing of Gary Trumbinski. For those that don't know, Gary was one of the founders of the Queen Street Cruise, and he passed away last week. And he's been like a very strong advocate for tourism and for events for our city. So from the tourism side, I just want to take a minute and acknowledge that. We've been working with the Queen Street Cruise and will continue to. They are planning to continue to move forward. But it's definitely a great loss. Very sad. Secondly, I just want to acknowledge our staff has been working so hard and they've been putting out bids left, right, and center, and we're starting to see some really cool things happening. So just want to give a shout out to the tourism staff for the work that they're doing. Sports bids are going out, conference bids, the leads that they're following up on. They've been working really hard and we're starting to see some really cool things happen. So great news there. We still don't know anything about the Winter Games. So we're in a wait and hold, and I'm gonna leave them be for a little bit, stop following up and just kind of put it in their court to reach out to us soon. Train season has completed, so shout out to everyone that made it through that season. We're waiting for final numbers, waiting to do a report on where passengers were coming from, group numbers versus individuals. So we'll come back to the board with a report on that. And then the other piece that I thought was quite interesting is, and you actually brought it up earlier, was the August occupancy. I don't know if anybody saw. We reached 90% occupancy in Sault Ste. Marie in August, which is, in my time, I don't think that I've ever seen over 90. So it's pretty great.
It is.
Two things.
Mhm.
August, that's without Algoma Steel doing their big client event, which is a couple hundred people for a couple days. So that's even more impressive.
But it's,
Back to the train. Are you meeting with train people to follow up from the season and what's gonna happen next year? Will you find out? Cause I've been told that they're not going to allow guests to bring food on the train next year.
so that was
Very
a,
important to
And
us.
we need to know that now.
Yeah.
Because we have tour operators that one particular one has already said they won't return if they can't do box lunches.
so I don't want to speak out of turn, but they're aware of the issue. It is a point of conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah, we can just.
If there's
we just need to
anything
know.
from the hotelier side to back that, I think what you're getting
Us
at,
too.
we're also here to.
Yeah, so we also need it too we're heading to OMCA, so Caitlin's heading to OMCA next week to, beginning of November. So from the group side, it's very important, and changing mid-season and having those struggles was, we felt followed a lot for sure.
Just from a planning perspective.
Yep.
Sooner we know, but.
This mean they'll be stealing last breakfast from me?
Yeah,
No,
bring on the train.
they'll just be hiding it, but.
They'll be hiding, yes, and they'll be putting it in bags instead of in coolers.
Right.
Yes.
That's a legit question.
Everyone's go. Breakfast, lunch and dinner, just going off my breakfast.
You triple the food. Oh, bananas.
That was it. The only other piece I had, but we can talk about it too, is for the TDFs, just for number, we have currently just over $690,000 in a TDF. Good stuff.
Excellent. We had a P&L that was included with the board package. Any highlights from that, Richard, that you would like to walk us through?
I don't think so, other than we now, if you look at it, we have a surplus, which is great. And we are, just before the meeting, we were just talking about where we are with the audit. It's coming along, believe it or not, for last year's. But as part and parcel of where we're heading and some of that stuff, we will probably provide a bit more information in the coming months with respect to the financial, which will include the payments that have gone on in the previous month, et cetera. So. And I don't know whether anyone's got any questions on any of the stuff. I mean, the big stuff, you know, we had another $144,000, which would be something to do with the trails. And as we move forward, just reminding everybody, we did sign that contract. Our numbers next year will be quite a bit higher because we've got the downtown development going through our particular financial statements.
And those funds from the city will be advanced on milestone payments, so. Yeah. All of that, it was successful.
Did anyone have any questions regarding the financial update? So I guess in along with financial update, there is, with regards to the audit, they're looking for a questionnaire that's gonna have to be completed by each of the board members. It's a board risk management questionnaire, so it's simply a disclosure of, you know, your awareness if there was anything that is, you know, improper or anything along those lines. It is a pretty straightforward questionnaire, and that'll be sent out by myself within the next day here. Cause the one that you sent me would be what I'd be sending, right? Okay, so I will send that up to everybody, and then Alana, do you want them responding back to me? Okay,
And then you'll send it out to them.
perfect.
I'll give you the auditor's name.
Okay,
Hello there.
excellent. So if when you receive it, you have a look at it and you have any questions or concerns, just feel free to reach out to me and we can work through that. And if I don't have the answers, I will get you the answers. Anything under new business, item 6?
I don't have any.
So we'll move on to item 7, the tourism development fund. Our first one on the agenda is the Sault Ste. Nordic Ski Club Ontario Cup number 3.
So, everybody's had a chance to meet Jeff before? So I thought it'd be good for Jeff to come in because he's been working on his 2 applications that we have before us, so. Jeff, before you jump quickly into the Nordic ski one, just want to say this is a very awesome event, showing a progression on our ski trails. We have not hosted OCUP since, was it 93, something, 11? No, 93 was.
Be in line with the Blue Jays.
That's where my head is.
Yeah.
For the number, I think the exact same thing, like.
Go Jays.
No, no, no.
Since 2011, so it's been a really long time. And this Nordic Ski Club has been putting a lot of work into hosting events progressively to try and get to this point. So
I will add one thing. I think this is testament to the staff, is we had flagged this early days when we were working with Sioux Finish on a feasibility study for Lodge, that we wanted them to do more events to draw tourists in. And I think without that request, we wouldn't be necessarily seeing this, so kudos to staff.
All right, Jeff, give
Okay,
us the highlights.
so the Ontario Cup, race number 3 is gonna be taking place in Sioux in January, 16th to 18th, 2026. It was, Sault Ste. Marie was selected through a competitive bid process to host this event. It's one of 4 O-Cups, this season. And it will welcome 350 athletes, both able-bodied and paralytic, ranging from U8 to Masters category. And they represent the 28 ski clubs across Ontario. It's a 3-day event, which will include individual races, team sprint, and free technique races on the crystal system at Hiawatha. And there'll also be a community fun zone, which allows ski jumps, hot chocolate, marshmallows, and stuff like that to promote inclusion and engagement. This specific event hasn't been hosted since 2011, but the Ontario Youth Championships both received funding in 2022 for 7,500 and 2024 for 5,000. Their revenue from the event is going to be approximately $44,917, and the expenses are just over $58,000, which is showing a loss of $13,000 on the event. As mentioned, it was selected through a competitive bid process and is one of 4 events this season. 350 athletes from 28 clubs. In terms of marketing, it will be heavily marketed by Cross Country Ski Ontario, and it's also well known already across the province because it is a qualifying event. If you want to participate on Team Ontario, you have to participate in these O-Cups. As mentioned, it will be from January 16th to the 18th, which is a low period for tourism. The club has demonstrated financial need, a $13,000 loss currently showing. The funds that they're requesting are going to be used to rent construction trailers and generators to create professional waxing structures, which are critical infrastructure for these type of clubs. The trailers offer a safer and more professional environment compared to tents, as tents have poor ventilation and they can collapse under the snow load. So we think that having these professional looking facilities will not only enhance the safety for the athletes, but also to provide a more professional event. And in doing so, hopefully we'll get us to host other provincial or national events in the future. The score on the TDF matrix was 89.5, which places them in the $20,000 range, and we're recommending a grant of $20,000 to cover reconstruction trailers and generators.
Just by way of background, so for those of you that aren't aware, what happens is the teams will come in every morning. They'll have to wax the skis to kind of find optimal conditions. So if we had an actual lodge facility, we would be able to do that kind of within that environment. Because we don't, this is the reason why they have to bring these facilities in. It's part of the reason why we've been trying to kind of kickstart the conversation about a facility up there. Hopefully longer term, that's something that we can bring back to the board. But until we have that, we need these kind of unfortunately very expensive infrastructure for the race.
And we did look into purchasing rather than renting, and they were like $50,000 a piece, so it'd be 150,000 to purchase them compared to 15 to rent.
And then we would need storage
Yeah,
amongst
that's-
other things.
We have to keep them somewhere else.
Okay, any questions regarding the OCUP for Jeff? Concerns? Straightforward.
Travis, you've raced in those before though, right? Yeah,
Lawrence would have.
yeah. What are the distances that they actually do?
Between 5 and 15.
5
from the countries, yeah.
Okay.
The juniors will do 5K.
Right.
So there's several events, like they're setting up for the Olympics where they're getting screen time, right? So they develop different events. So there's 2 different disciplines, classic and skate. Then they'll have a pursuit race where they chase down the leader. You try to make a time on the and then they also have a team event where there's a relay race, which is really fun. So,
And 3 are they portables? Are they sea cans? Are they
The construction trailers.
construction trailers?
So like, when, if you were to go to, they look like a big, almost like a mobile home,
Yeah,
big shell, but they're empty.
right. And that's enough to house the 350 athletes all,
They'll be
Well,
like-
it's just the waxing,
It's just
right?
wax.
So you'll have wax techs that are in there.
right?
They'll just take the skis, wax
Gotcha.
them up,
Oh, okay.
hand them to the athletes, they'll test them, let them know if they've got the right wax and whatnot.
Yeah.
One will be a warming trailer.
Right. I'm gathering that the Hiawatha facility there, the little shack isn't enough room for that. No. All right.
And it's a requirement from cross country ski Ontario that you have ice.
Dedicated wax.
In years past, like they've even, some of the groups have used Belarusian in the
Oh.
evening to wax but like race day, you need to be able to alter the wax right on
Right.
site.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Does this coincide with Mealy? Is that Mealy weekend?
Ooh, I don't.
Because I think Mealy's now mid-January. I was trying to search, but my phone doesn't wanna work.
Be a solid bump for January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, I think it's Mealy weekend. It'll be good for the city rate full.
And it's interesting, like, going back in time, but when I was racing at Carleton, we actually did the sprints right in the market downtown. So it could be, I think, a conversation in the future years about making it more high profile. The problem is you need to, float
Bring the
the,
rumor down.
bring the rumor down, but I could be covered with the, yeah, but like, I
For
think this
instance, like we
is,
can make it happen.
yeah, it's a great start. So,
I remember that was super exciting. I went to watch that race that you were in.
yeah.
And the whole downtown came out to watch these races right at City Hall. It was really.
No, I think it's
Okay,
it's Mealy's birthday in February, so I think it might collide with extravaganza again.
Mealy's
It's
it's
down
down
road, yeah, downhill.
okay. Okay, if there's nothing else regarding the OCUP, we will move on to the next agenda item, which is the City of Sault Ste. Marie kayak drop.
Yes, so I can give some background on this, so a handful of, I'm trying to remember the exact date, but it was a few years ago. The city's tourism department, so our group here had purchased kayak docks to activate the waterfront and also to support. At the time, the Thrive Tours was just starting to set up shop here.
I was there when you guys put it in.
Yeah. So we had purchased this fully accessible kayak dock. Had it installed just adjacent to the Bellevue Marina. And unfortunately, somebody stole the actual kayak attachment this past summer. So the dock is still there,
Was
but
it actually in the summer?
yeah. They be perfectly honest, I'd love to know how they did it.
I know,
Yeah.
there's gotta be
Because
some footage somewhere.
it's
Somebody must have
isolated.
caught it.
But the thought was that somebody came connected it to their boat and actually,
Oh, in
Yeah.
the water, that makes more
Yeah.
sense.
yeah,
Water.
it's still a big thing to drag.
So,
Yeah, big, yeah,
Yeah.
that's been a big boat.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's gone. We don't have the operational budget. You know, obviously, we didn't account for this. And I think as everybody's aware, the city collectively is looking at a deficit this year as a result of police budget and others. So the thought was, because it was initially purchased by tourism, it's a perfect fit for the TDF. It continues to support Thrive. You know, I think there's quite a bit of usage of the St. Mary's and kind of aligns with the broader activation of the waterfront. Heading into 2026, our department wants to ensure that we're continuing to allocate the bulk of our funds to the actual waterfront design plan. So with the TDF having close to $700,000 in it, a $30,000 request felt quite reasonable for us. And we will buy a larger chain.
Better walk.
Are you leaving it in the same spot?
It will remain in the same location.
it was just the actual cradle part that.
It's just the cradle part that was removed.
Was removed.
When we get 3,100 and we get an air tag on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Or a trail cam.
Joking aside, it's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, some kind of tracking
Yeah.
mechanism.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just come on.
We'll probably find both of them.
And then we'll be ahead.
Then
Yeah,
you could
that's
put one at Mulligan's.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
well, I think as we had mentioned to them previously, if they want us to PDF. Any more activation along the water course.
I can't believe they haven't activated that area, like.
Yeah.
It's a non-for-profit golf course with a volunteer board. They're just trying to keep it together.
Are we gonna see it appear there next year regardless of the TDF?
Okay, any questions with regards to the kayak dock replacement? Okay, we will move on to the Canadian Police Curling Championships. Jeff, that'll be you. Perfect.
Okay, so the 2026 Canadian Police Curling Championship taking place in the Sault, April 11th to 18th, 2026 at the Curling Club. The Northern Ontario Police Curling Association, in partnership with the Canadian Police Curling Association, will be hosting it. It's the 70th annual Police Curling Championship. The rights to host were secured through a competitive bid process, and it's the first time that this event has come to the Sault. There'd be approximately 80 to 100 participants along with their families and supporters from across Canada. In addition to the on-ice competition, the host committee is working on planning ceremonies, the formal gala, and spousal programming. One of the big components of this event is the meaningful tradition of honoring fallen officers. So each night they have a ceremony at I think it's at the host hotel that honors officers, one officer each night. The competition venue is the Curling Center. Their host hotel is the Water Tower Inn. They're hosting their opening reception at the Bush Plain, and they're having their banquet gala at the Machine Shop. The revenue for the event is $18,500. Basically, the only revenue essentially is a $10,000 grant from the National Police Federation. The other revenue that's shown there, $2,000 for a social outing. Anyone who participates in that social outing is going to pay for it, so it's paid by the participants. And then it's showing $6,500 value in kind, which was from the Water Tower. They've given them some creams for their executive, as well as they've comped the rate for the fallen officer events. The expenses are $35,733, which include live streaming, the opening ceremonies, the social, the gala, entertainment, shuttles, rooms for the executives, fallen officer, room rental, welcome bags, liquor liquor permit as well as liquor and snacks for at the gala, because they're gonna run their own bar when they're at Bush Lane, they're on Bush Lane at the hotel, I believe. And then just some miscellaneous expenses. They're a nonprofit organization and they're gonna rely on sponsorship to basically run the event. So any loss that they have will be offset by sponsorship. On the scoring matrix, they scored a 69, which puts them in the $5,000 to $10,000 range. The 2026 Police Curling Championship aligns strongly with Sault Ste. Marie's tourism strategy of prioritizing attracting sporting events that increase hotel stays and generate economic impact and media exposure. With approximately 130 out-of-town visitors for 9 days and 10 events, this should contribute during a little period of tourism. As mentioned, they're planning some additional events that will showcase key local attractions such as the Bush Plane, the Big Band, Miss Marie, the Goldstone House National National Historic Site, which not only will enhance their experience while it's here, but hopefully will result in some visits from the attendees with their families. As mentioned, this was secured through a bid process, which supports our goal of promoting Sault Ste. Marie as a sport tourism destination. We're recommending a grant of $8,800 to offset live streaming, entertainment and opening ceremonies and shuttle as well as marketing.
What's the cost for live streaming? Like, is that the internet's? Like,
The live streaming is $4,100. I think it was like either $50 or $75 per match.
And that's to the company that's, because we paid for all that.
It's
equipment.
to pay, yeah, it's to pay for, it's the streaming rights, eh?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but
It's not the
it's not
actual,
the,
not the
not the
technology.
physical
Yes,
technology,
okay.
it's probably the platform that it's
Yeah.
getting hosted on.
Well, and whoever's hosting it, I imagine like there'd be like technicians that would have to operate the equipment.
I
don't think
And probably
I
a
believe it's
commentator
the
of some
streaming
sort.
rights, I think it's the rights to the software to use it to stream for the broadcast for the Canadian police. Like it's not part of the Canadian curling. Oh, right, it's not like a TSN broadcast, it's through the streaming platform.
Surprised they want to stream it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, maybe that's a requirement of patient audience they have to.
All the guys
I
that
would,
are
I
holding
would
our
think,
work-
because they would have not streamed it up until a few years ago ever.
Yeah.
So,
We're one of the few
That can
curlings that can, and it might just be that we wanna use it.
And you said entertainment as well?
You guys stay at $500 for entertainment.
Streaming that.
And shuttle,
That's
what was the marketing idea then? Because
Yeah, marketing, they had some marketing plans, social media and stuff like that, they were gonna run to help promote the event.
And the spousal program, they have a pretty
Yes.
neat spousal program.
okay, any questions for Jeff with regards to the police curling championships? Okay. Yeah. So that covers everything that we had for today. Was there anything that you guys wanted to circle back on with the previous ones, or we can go into the resolutions? So the first resolution is regarding the Ontario Cup Country Ski Race. Sorry, cross country ski race, and it reads. Be it resolved that the Tourism Sault Ste. Marie Board of Directors recommend a contribution of $20,000 through the Tourism Development Fund. Conferences and special events stream to support the XCSO Ontario Cup #3 to be hosted January 16th to 18th, 2026, and that a report be submitted to City Council for consideration and approval. Do I have a mover for this? Jeff Lawrence and Kevin is the seconder. And I will call for a vote on that. And that one carries. The second one is with regards to the kayaks. And that resolution reads, be it resolved that the Tourism Sault Ste. Marie Board of Directors recommend a contribution of $30,000 through the Tourism Development Fund project development stream to support the purchase and cost of replacement and installation of the Bellevue Marina kayak dock, and that a report be submitted to City Council for consideration and approval. Do I have a mover for this one? Tracy? And a seconder, Melissa? And all in favor? And that one carries. So the final resolution is with regards to the 2026 Canadian Police Hurling Championship. And that resolution reads, be it resolved that the Tourism Sault Ste. Marie Board of Directors recommend a contribution of $8,800 through the Tourism Development Fund, conferences and special events stream to support the 2026 Canadian Police Hurling Championship to be hosted April 11th to 18th, 2026, and that a report be submitted to City Council for consideration and approval. Do I have a mover for this one? Richard, and a seconder, Melissa? And all in favor? And that one also carries. So that covers everything there. Next meeting is November 25th, and like I said, watch for that email to come from me with regards to the risk management. Okay, that was a really quick one today. If there is nothing else, I will call for someone to move to adjourn. Tracy and Kevin. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day. We'll see you next month.